people, if you're out there struggling with this your day-to-day trials and tribulations, persecutions and so forth, I just wanted to give you some encouragement here. In addition, I am going to be doing a video, a live broadcast later on, so just make sure you check that out. We're going to be doing it at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a live broadcast, okay? So make sure you tune into that broadcast tonight. And for right now, we're just going to talk about just general things for you to that's going to bless you. So, Father, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Lord. I thank you, Lord, for this message. I thank you for this word that is edifying, that will bless your listeners, Lord, who are sent to this channel. We ask that your Holy Spirit move through me and move through this through the airwaves, Lord, and we ask that you anoint this message, Lord, for those who are listening, and bless their lives, Lord, and bless their families. We come against any distractions or any negativity that would distort the meaning in the intention for this word. We thank you, Lord, in the name of Yeshua. We say amen. So I don't know if I told you guys this before, but I do audio recordings, and I'm doing that for a purpose, to leave behind for when the grid goes off, because it will. But just so they may have something to refer to. But I'm sitting here doing my audio, and I'm just like, oh no, I have to put this on YouTube. This is it's good stuff. So, it goes back to some of my earlier teachings where we talked about, when I first awakened, the Lord, I think the first thing He got rid of for me was fear. It was fear, and later on, I'm going to show you some scriptures in the Bible, because we always hear fear this, fear this, fear this, and we're supposed to fear the Lord to a certain extent. It's not supposed to be fearing Him like, oh, we're gonna be killed, or it's nothing like that. It's supposed to be to a healthy fear. But when you look at sometimes in the Bible, it's the fear is He's not the author of fear. I'm going to just show you something. You make your own interpretations. But the fear thing is, because if you're afraid, you really can't be part of His kingdom or anything. Because that's the whole thing. The whole spirit realm is going to be based off of fear. If you're in the spirit realm, you can't have fear, because when you walk in the spirit, there's going to be things that are coming against you. So you got to be able to stand. That's why when you, like for me, for example, like I notice I'm in tune with my spirit, so I can feel when I'm under attack. I can feel when something aggressive is coming near me. I can feel a presence by me, because I'm in touch with my spirit. So I just remember that the Lord took me on certain levels of my walk, in terms of, it was like ladders. Like at first I started sensing, I don't know, I can't remember if it was first or second. I don't remember the steps. But initially I can remember like smelling smells. Or then it would be like smells, and then it would go to like another level. Can't remember what those other levels were, but you can tell that it was like different demonic stages that I was being presented with. And now, like, I'm on strong. It seemed like there's like strongholds. But the point I'm trying to make is He never takes you to a place where you are unable to handle it. Every time He increases you, because He does. He starts gradually. He gets rid of the fear first, because you can't have fear, because fear can kill you. Okay, it can just totally wipe you out, and you can die from fear. Okay, so if you're afraid, then you automatically die. All right. So it's just like Yeshua said, those who try to save their lives will lose their lives. All right, because that means you're scared to die. Right. So what you do here is, I'm sorry, I apologize for the background noise. My kids are off vacation. So what you do is you let Him work on that fear, and He removes that fear from you. And that's the first thing, because He's going to put you in a position where you're going to be surrounded by things that are not normal. And so in order to deal with those things, He has to remove that fear from you, because He's put you into a position or a place where I talked about this before, a simulated reality, where there's simulations, where where you are definitely in a place of danger, but he's there with you. And the atmosphere is controlled because he's the controller, but it's still it still becomes part of your reality, and you have to war within that reality. It's almost like playing a video game. Like there's a controller of the video game, and you are the actual player in the game. Like, but he's coordinating your steps. He's giving you hints, but you have to do the troubleshooting. You have to do the he's providing the scenes. He's providing the simulated realities. He's providing the attacks, and you have to be able to come against those attacks. You have to be able to troubleshoot your way out of those attacks. Use your mind to troubleshoot your way out of those attacks, out of those simulated those simulations that he has placed you within. So it's like he controls the module. He gives you the module. Let's say that okay, he's gonna put you in a lion's den. So you're gonna feel like you're in a lion's den. Okay, you're gonna feel. I mean, you're actually gonna feel it. And what that means is you're going to feel it. It's just like the Matrix. I think I showed you an example, and it's on one of my videos. Go to one of my earlier videos where I show like the simulations. And you have to be able to move within that simulation. You have to be able to control your mind through that simulation in order to move yourself from it. So I say this to say that we're in control of our own patterns of thinking. And sometimes we get stuck in a place where even me, it feels like I've been stuck in a place for so long, and I'm just like, I'm all about solutions. I'm not about sitting around crying all day. I have my moments of tears and so forth, but I get up. I'm one of those people. I bounce back really quick. And, it's just like me, like Paul said, I've been shipwrecked. I've been in the bottom of oceans. I've been in the bellies of fishes. It's just like you experience all of those things because that's part of the walk. And these are death. These are the pains of death. These are the pains of sorrow and the depths of Sheol. You feel that. That's where your soul is, in Sheol. Why? Because that's where the simulations are. That's where he's placed you. You right now, there was a time when I woke up, when I first awakened, he took away the fear. I was really elevated. He started teaching me. The first thing he started teaching me, all of this is fake. Everything is an illusion. That's the very first thing I started talking. Go back to my earlier videos. That's all I was speaking about. Reality, illusions. That was a foundation that he built for me. Because you have to have that foundation initially, because if he gives you all of these attacks, you don't know what the foundation is. And you're going to assume that those things that you're facing are real when they're not. So he had to let you first know. He had to first advise you that what you see around you, don't worry about what you see around you because it's not real. He said, yeah, I'm placing you in these situations because that's what your adversary does. He uses he uses your senses to attack you. So he knows that you see, he knows that you can see, you can hear, smell, taste. He's going to use your senses to create an atmosphere that is going to try to manipulate your way of thinking and to target your faith. Okay, so how does he do that? With the use of your senses, he's going to put things in front of your face. He's going to put things in front of your face that makes it look like there's no way out. God has forgotten about you. He's not with you. Why would God let you go through these things? He's not here. He's not with you. When it's all a lie. He's right there with you. He told you he's with you. He said, I'm with you when you go through the fire. I'm with you when you go through the water. So we know he's here, even though he may not come when we want him to come. But he's here. So, but this is what the adversary does. He uses, because he knows that we are people that don't have all this knowledge. We don't know about this being an illusion. People think that what they see is the truth, and it's not. Faith cometh by hearing, and we know that we believe in the things that we cannot see. Okay, so it's meanwhile you have people controlling your mind with placing things in front of you. They control you by putting things in front of you. Propaganda. It's like they when they show you commercials, and you all of a sudden say, "Oh, I want that." But you didn't want it before. You didn't want it before until they showed it to you. So these are invoked suggestions. These are things that they're putting into your mind to make you lust for things and so forth. So these are the sort of things that happens when the enemy comes in. He starts placing things in front of you and thinking, well, wow, I'm not gonna be able to get out of this. This is I can't. Yeah, you may not be able to, but God knows how to get you out. And start calling on Him. Call on Him, and He'll get you out. There's some things that you won't be able to. You just won't know how to do. But you have to control your thoughts, and you have to say, when the devil puts things in front of you and tells you you can't do it, you're not gonna be able to get out of this. I got you. All of the mind control triggers and switches. You break free. How? Mentally. The mind has no firewall. You mentally break out of it. Remember, I said the mind is an operating system. We are electrical beings. We are on a grid. We are not even real. We're phantoms. We are people. There's some people that are so conscious that they can look at digital codes and know what we look like and have a picture in their head. They can look at digital codes and know what we look like. They don't even look at pictures. They look at codes. We're nothing but codes. So this is just how conscious some people are. Okay, where they're able to do that, and it requires skill. I mean, there's so many levels of frequencies that that are so powerful, where you can start manipulating the electronic devices around you. You can start turning on lights, turning lights on and off. I mean, this by the use of your mind. It's just how far you can take your vibrations to. It's just so how far you can take your mind. So it's all about training. Remember, the Lord said when you get saved, it's all about renewing your mind. You no longer conform to this world. Start renewing your mind. Renew your mind by what? Removing everything that you've learned. Everything that you learned in this world. Because everything that you learned in this world is an absolute lie. It's an absolute lie. But they want you to believe that lie. Because when you believe the lie, then they can control you. If you can believe what they show you, then they can control you. But if you renounce it, and if you formulate your own thoughts and your own construct, you build your own construct in your mind. You build your own thing in your mind. And when you start doing that, you start unlocking it, and you just threw them off. You just threw out there. You just said, "Oh, I'm not that. That's not my reality." You just took out their matrix. You just removed yourself from their matrix, and you created your own. You created your own. So you're not playing by their game now. So now they're really angry. So the mind, if you look at the way the mind functions, it's like playing a video game. It's like, are you going to be the controller, or are you going to let somebody else control it? So it goes back to knowing how to unlock, knowing how to separate the truth from the untruth. And sometimes it's hard. I mean, sometimes you have to, something didn't work. You got to go back and reassess and reevaluate. And do it over. Don't give up. Just keep doing it. Just find out what's working for you. What's going to work for you. Especially when you're surrounded by darkness. When you're surrounded by where everybody's dark, you have to know how to work within that realm, because you can't pick and choose where you want to go. God's in charge, and He's going to put you in circumstances and situations where you have to know how to respond to that environment that you're in. You have to know how to respond. Not every environment is going to be conducive to learning and conducive to thriving. He's going to put you amongst thorns and thistles, and you're going to have to know how to work with amongst them. You have to know how to unlock amongst them. And there's days sometimes when I'm able to do it, and days where I'm just like, the hell with this. I mean, that's how I feel sometimes. You just get frustrated. It just gets you, but you don't give up. You just get back. You take a few hours. Sometimes you got to take for me, I got to take a few hours and just relax my mind and then go back at it. Because, I mean, it's like that. I mean, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We're trying to find things out. We're trying to figure things out, what works and what don't work. And when you look at some of the things that you do, and if you see you keep doing them and it's not bringing anything, you're still at the same point. You're still at the same point where you started. Folks, that means it's not working. That means it's time to reassess, reevaluate, find something that, and you have to come to that point and say, look, this ain't working. Another good thing is, like, when you're in warfare, it's like, okay, what did Yeshua do to win? When he came back, how did he defeat Satan? That's how he defeated Satan, through light. Through the use of his light. The light, the mind, the consciousness, the changing of the mind, the knowing how to speak against his lies and his illusions. You defeat it, and that's it. And to know that and believe and really stand on it. To know that and know that without no doubts. It's just like when Yeshua was walking on the water. When the disciples were on the boat, and it was a storm, and Yeshua was walking on the sea, and they got afraid. They were all of a sudden taken by fear, and they thought it was a ghost. And Yeshua said to them, "Don't be afraid, for it is I." And Peter said, "Well, if it's you, then tell me to come to you." So he told Peter to come to him, and Peter started walking to him. He started until he started. He heard like what did Satan do? He tries to come against your faith. See, Peter had faith because he was walking. Initially, he was walking on the water, but then all of the sounds of thundering and whatever was going on around him, distracted him, and he began to sink because he allowed those distractions to take him off course. Faith is being able to do all of this with dragons breathing in your face, and I'm giving you real life examples for me because that's what it feels like. I literally feel things breathing in my face, and this is what because these are the simulations that they place you in. So, and this may sound crazy to other people, but I don't care. I'm not here. I'm here for those who want this word and who want this bread. So, if you want this bread, eat from it, and this is not to be used to be debatable. What's the truth and what's not. So this is definitely based off of my personal experiences. My experiences are very unique, but this is some of the things that you feel. You have to be able to work against those things, and this, which means you have to really concentrate and use your mind, because that's what the Lord wants you to do. Use your mind. So how do you work with something that's breathing in your face? You got to start. That's what you have to. The Lord is not going to move it. He's not going to move it, because that's what it's all about. Being able to work under pressure, being able to work amongst different environments. Not every atmosphere that you go into is going to be a pleasant atmosphere, especially when you're doing His work. You're going to be amongst demons. You're going to be amongst all of these different entities, because that's the work line of business that He has you in. That's the line of business that you're in, where you're going to be coming against people that hate Him, His enemies. So that's just how it is. So what do? We have to work around that. We have to know how to tune that out. Tune it out, because Satan's going to be Satan. So he's going to be Satan. He's not going to stop. And neither are you. You're not going to stop either. So it's just one of those things where you're going to have to keep, doing what you do and find out what's working, what's working. And sometimes you have to change it up. Sometimes that may plateau, and sometimes you may have to go into something else and see again what works for you, because it's all about learning who you are and evolving and transforming and going into new realms and new dimensions and trying things out and not being afraid to fail. Because God already knows he like, okay, she in this simulation, she gonna fail about 20 times. She ain't gonna get it's not a surprise for him. But he ain't gonna move you on to the next level until you get it. He's not gonna move you on to the next level until you get it. I don't know if you guys God is he's no slacker and he's no joke. So it's one of those things where you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn that. You're gonna have to learn it. And it's not that he's mean or anything. I just think it's that's just part of the reality. That's the world that you are coming into, and you have to know how to. You have to know how to come against that, and you have to teach others. You have to be able to show them how to work amongst these things. So that's what it is. But another thing is, it goes back to what I said. Are you going to let somebody else command you, give a command to your mind, or are you going to command it? You command your mind. So you build your own reality, and you work it in. You meditate on it. Like I meditated on escaping the dragon today. Escaping the dragon, giving wings as an eagle, and it worked. I kid you not. I ain't feel his breath no more. And you just take your mind. You just go into and you tune everything out, and you just tune everything out, and you take your mind there, and it just peace. What did Yeshua do when he walked the earth? He wasn't all, you know how many things he's seen and came across. He had authority. He wasn't cussing them out and doing all this, carrying on. It was just simple peace, be still. So sometimes we have to look at our strategy and see what's actually working and what's not working. And even for me, I don't claim to have all of the answers, because I don't. It's like sometimes I can get. I was just saying to myself, sometimes I can give some really good advice, but when it's time for me to follow it, forget about it. Sometimes it's like, wow, Quita, you just talk, you just taught this, and you're not even following it yourself. Sometimes you have to look back and say, wait, you know. So it's just one of those things where you know what to do. You're just so caught up in a moment where you're caught up in a moment, or in the whirlwind, where you just got caught up in a whirlwind and you can't even think sometimes, because sometimes that happens. The whirlwind just catch you off guard, and you have to. See, that's the whole thing. You have to be able to think on your toes, okay, and then come to yourself and take over that whirlwind and put it back on whoever sent it, and bless them. You gotta bless them. You gotta bless your enemies too. So this is one of those things where we have to just make sure that we're it's hard in these last days. It's very hard. The persecutions are very, very heavy. So it's all about a matter of finding out what's going to help, and love and peace is going to be very effective in all of this, because that's what the Lord is really weighing on me, the love my enemies, and to love my neighbor, my adversary. So it's hard to do in terms of, I'm talking about people that hate you with like a deep hate, and they know exactly what they're doing. They hate you with a deep hate. Okay, like you can feel that. Yeah, and we have to love them. No matter how many daggers they throw at you, no matter how many times. I'm talking about even people that's in your house, not in your house, but even the people that you're around, who hate to see you wake up in the morning, who every time they see you, the only thing they have to say is something negative, and they're so, you can sense the anger in them, because every time they see you, they're just angry. And all the anger just comes out. And those are the demonic spirits that you have to. They hate your spirit. So it's just one of those things where we have to. It's not an easy thing, but we have to know how to work within it, because the Lord is all about love, and we have to know how to love our enemies, and so that was the whole purpose for this, so that we know how to love our enemies, and that we know how to deal effectively with persecution and tribulation. And like I said, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing, and but eventually it gets better as you continue to practice and take your mind, transform your mind. When you transform your mind, that's it. And a lot of the times, I'm going to tell you, it starts with just talking to yourself. Just like when I do talk about audio, I learn things. It's just like sometimes I get revelation. Sometimes it's just like because you're exercising your mind. That's like a mind exercise. Just for me talking, even doing this video, or when I do my videos, it's just for me talking. That's exercising your mind, and the next thing you know, you get revelations built off of something that you didn't even think about. So this is some of the things that come to mind. So I hope this blesses you. Just remember that we're in this together, and it's just all about reprogramming yourself, reprogramming your mind, and being able to put yourself as the operator of your thoughts. This totally Whoever has a handle on you, loose them. Loose every shackle. Loose every electrode from your head. Every virtual monitoring device, remove it from your head. Okay, those people who are programming you, every thought, turn everything off. And just take your mind there. And tell your mind, we're about to go into ascension. We're about to go into transformation. Prepare your mind. Talk to your mind. Hey, this is the plan. This is what we're about to do. Program your mind. Satan is an enemy. Satan is an adversary. We do not follow command. We do not obey satanic commands. This program your mind. Talk to it, and you program it, and you start to walk in those programs because it's your programs. It becomes your nobody can't control you now because you basically took them off. You basically bumped them off. Hey, I'm disconnecting myself from every shackle. You tell your mind, this is what we're about to do. I'm about to disconnect myself from every shackle, from every electrode, from every virtual connection, every remote virtual connection. I'm disconnecting right now. And you let them know, then your mind's going to automatically do it. You have to believe that your mind is doing exactly what you just told it to do. And then you're going to say, I'm in control. I'm taking control over this mind. And no one else is to have authority over it. And that's it. And then you just start telling what you're going to do. We're going to extend the plan. We're going to go into ascension. We're going to leave all these chains here. And as we ascend, we're going to see everything that was holding us down on the ground. And we're going up into another realm. We're escaping from this place because this place is not where I want to be. You know, sometimes I may go in the cloud. I may go in the mountains, and wherever I want to go just to get away to an undisclosed location. And I just meditate on that. I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to go on high ground. I'm trying to ascend. And I'm not trying to stay here and swim with the fishes. So it's just about, exercising your mind and take yourself there. And I say that because not a lot of people give an example. When you read these books and these stories on how to meditate, they don't tell you what to really say. So I give that to you as a little giveaway as to how to initiate your evolving. Okay, because again, the whole thing is to go into a higher dimension, higher frequencies, and that's what you do. And you may want to start looking at your diet too. I know that God made every good thing, but sometimes a lot of the chemical, we know that the enemy, they put things in your food and so forth. So it's all about changing your diet, eating fruits and vegetables and fish. I've been eating a lot of fish lately, a lot of fish. I stopped eating bread for about 5 months. I just started eating bread back again, but not as regularly. So it's just about, finding what works for you and just getting rid of everything negative. Because to be honest with you, when you're in a house of negativity, you have to tune it out. Just let it go out in one ear and out the other. And someone told me I don't care about nothing. And I don't know if I take that as maybe a way of, I don't know if it's good and bad, but it's good in the sense that I'm not going to let anybody, I'm not going to let their thoughts dictate my life. I can't let anybody's negativity and their anger dictate who I am because you're angry or because you're not in a good mood or because whatever the case may be. You don't let that come off on you. You just totally ignore it. Don't give into the conversation because that's nothing but the devil trying to get you into an altercation. He loves confusion and he loves chaos. Okay? He loves chaos. All right? He doesn't want you to have peace. He doesn't want you to have love. He's angry. He's about to go. He's angry and he doesn't want you to have any peace whatsoever. So this is one of his ways of coming against us. Okay? So we have to make sure that we understand his strategies. Okay? Now we know that God is of love. Okay? God is of love. True, he has people in place that does his bidding, but he is a God of love. Okay? He loves us. All right? But those who are not on his, those who are his enemies will be judged. But that judgment comes from another source. Okay? So, it's his judgment, but he's not the actual one out there shooting the arrows. Um, so it's just one of those things where we have to just come to ourselves and just unlock and just take authority. Start taking authority of our own selves. Don't let them do it, because when they do it, it's going to be to their own agenda. So everybody can control their own mind. You don't need anybody to control your mind. You do it yourself. Okay. So now I hope that this message blessed you. I hope this was needed for somebody. Um, and again, please make sure that you meet me here at 7 o'clock. We're going to do a live broadcast. Okay. God bless you all. Shalom.